Now that we have reviewed factoring and we looked at simplifying rational expressions, let's have a look at some operations. So in this lesson we're going to look at multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So remember, with division, dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So we're going to reciprocate the second term, and then we'll look and see what we can reduce. So I can see that 21 divided by 3 is 7. 2 goes into 16 8 times. So my numbers will be 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom. Okay, let's see what we have for p. We've got 2 p's on the top. And then q's, I've got 2 there. I'll reduce with those 2. I've got a q there, I'll reduce with that one, so I have no q's left. The other option is to multiply and then reduce. So you could multiply the two terms together. 2 times 21. We have 2 p's and 3 q's. And then on the bottom we would have 3 times 16, which is 48. And we would have 4 q's, and then you could reduce from there. Oh, sorry, 3 q's. And then you could reduce from there to get this final answer. So it's up to you how you do it. You can multiply and then reduce, or you can just reduce as you go. In the second example, it's already, well, it's almost factored. I see in the second term there is a common 5, so I'll take that out. And then let's see what we can reduce. I see a z plus 1 on top and bottom, a z plus 1. So my final answer is 5. Now don't forget, we have to state restrictions. So when you are dividing, you're going to do restrictions based on the original question, and then also after you reciprocate it. So still q equals 0 is the only restriction. In example 2, the restriction is z minus 1 can't be 0, so z cannot be 1. And z plus 1 can't be 0, so z cannot be negative 1. So those are my restrictions. So don't forget to state restrictions as you go. In this question, we just have to factor everything and then reduce. So on the top, I see a common x. The bottom is a simple trinomial. So two numbers that multiply to get 6 are 3 and 2. I want it to add to negative 1, so negative 3 plus 2. Times this one would be minus 4 minus 3. And this is a difference of squares. So factor everything, and then we're going to reduce. So I see an x plus 4 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I see an x minus 3 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I see an x minus 4 on the top and the bottom. So we are left with x on the top, x plus 2 on the bottom, and then my restrictions would be 3, negative 2, 4, and negative 4. Okay, in this example, so let's again factor. So multiplying and dividing is fairly straightforward. You just factor and reduce. So in the top, I see a common 2x. In the bottom, it's a simple trinomial. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 plus 4 is 9. I'm going to reciprocate. So I'm changing division to multiplication. So this factor is going to go on the top. So two numbers that multiply to get 12 and add to get 7 are 3 and 4. On the bottom, I have another simple trinomial. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3 minus 2 adds to positive 1. And then we'll reduce. So let's see, we've got 1 there, we've got 1 there, and we've got 1 there. So final answer is 2x left on top, x plus 5 on the bottom, and then my restrictions, I'm going to state it on the original. So negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, and then also on the reciprocal, which adds an additional 2. So in this term, I have to do restrictions on both the top and the bottom, because originally this top was the denominator, and then when I flip it, I have a different denominator, so I do both on that one. Okay, here are some practice questions that you can work on, and then on this last page you will see the answers.